Hi friends, this is Chris with Josephine's Designs. I am back with my big happy planner, which is like my desktop planner that kind of holds all my information in it. From work to family to, my personal, etc. It's all in this. This is my catch-all planner. And I kind of franken plan, and I've done videos on how I franken plan this planner. But I'm super excited to get this done today. And then I also have a planner, pardon me, that I use for like inventory in the house, things that have been ordered. If I'm waiting for something, I check it off, etc. This has been a fantastic system, especially during the lockdown and pandemic, because it has allowed me the opportunity to make sure that things are here that we've ordered. So that has been a great option to work with. So, all right, I'm going to start with this one. No, I'm going to start with this one. Okay. I know, decisions. All right, my birds have a new house, so that's why they're loud. So, and I just did one of my other planners, and I used this particular planner, and this particular sticker book, and I thought I can do this again. There's no law that says I can't use it again. So, it's a good summer layout. So, all right, let me get my week out. Sorry guys, I usually am a little bit more organized than that, but hey, keeping it real. Okay, so now we've got to do this week. That was last week. So, I literally keep my groceries, my, any kind of orders, my, what we're going to eat that day. Everything is in this planner. So, it works really well for me. And I wasn't a big happy planner kind of girl. I also pulled out, this is a sticker pad. It's like a sticky note pad, and it has scripture on it. So remain strong in what you believe, 1 Peter 5:9. And I want to put that on this page as well. This has been a rough time for a lot of people, and it's been a rough time in our nation. It's been a rough time, to a lot of us personally. And you know what? I think that we just need to, like I've said before, take a deep breath and think through what your next steps and words would be. And, for me, find some joy in the journey. Now, today was not a super joyful day, and it goes up a little, and I'm okay with that. We just had a lot of business to attend to, and everything that could go wrong went wrong. Every single thing that could go wrong went wrong. From my phone crashing and going back to factory setting, from my computer. It was just like, I don't know how in the world. It was like apocalyptic. Like, did we have an EMP? So it was just like, oh. And my husband gets really busy because I have to call him and say, can you give me XYZ password again? And a lot of times he's like, why? You already have been given it, that kind of a thing. And it's like, well, when I lose both, I'm hosed. I can't. Everything's wrapped up in those two devices. And yes, I know. I've got a printout that I had a lot of my passwords on, and I just hadn't used it lately. And I need to go back and update it and use that and have that as a go-to. Because bless his heart, he's on calls for work, and he walked in the door, and he's been the one that's been, a bit more stressed and grumpy lately. And he came in, and he just started, kind of like adding all these other things onto the stressful situation. And I was a bit grumpy, and I had to call him and say I was sorry, that kind of stuff. And I did, because he's out in his office. But oh my goodness gracious, I just told him, I said, I'm sorry. I haven't been the one to be grumpy lately, and I'm sorry. I just let it get to me today. And he was like, it's okay. Thank you for calling. I appreciate you telling me that, So, and in light of everything right now, a gentle answer turns away wrath. And I was in the process of writing a blog post today with a video from an absolute hero of the faith that I adore and love. And I blanked out on part of the scripture that I had been talking about and encouraging people with. So I really figured that the Lord wanted me to just stop, take a deep breath, and then write it. And so it'll be up in the next, few days. But I appreciate there's so many people that have been going to my blog lately, and thank you. That is so kind of you. I don't feel like I do a whole lot, except for that I share other people's messages a lot. And but I hope it's a place of encouragement for you. I hope it's a place where you can go and kind of catch your breath and feel, just feel like you have a place. And I know that probably seems a funny thing to say, but lately our normal places have changed. And in some places people have filled in for us. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And matter of fact, that's a blessing. But for not all of us, but some of us, it's kind of, it's hard sometimes when those things get changed. I mean, it is. I'm not going to lie. It is. So I am going to put that down here. And then if I need to, I can still flip it up and peel it up and write it. But I just wanted to make sure I got that down. And I'm going to do some more in just a minute. But I don't want you guys to think, if you're feeling a little out of kilter right now, that is normal. Normally. So, and I'm going to put this down here because I want a gratitude box down here. I think I'm just going to come lower so I have more places to plan with. And I hope I'm in the picture. Sorry if I'm not. I need to move that out of the way right now. But some days are just a little off kilter, and like we've been literally trying to find all my canning supplies, and we have found the weirdest stuff put in the weirdest places where none of us could reach. It was probably my son, who's very, very tall, or my oldest daughter. Some of my canning equipment is gone. Everything's prepped, ready for me to start canning today, and it was just like, wow, I need to stop. And my daughter came in and she goes, would you like some nachos? And I said, no, I'm fine. And then I thought, I would like some nachos, yes. And so I'm going to finish these videos, go sit back, watch a family affair or something with her, and then just take a deep breath. And I think that's what we all need to do right now. There's a lot we're all trying to catch up with. And you know what? What I have discovered is, even within like the tax practice, you cannot make everyone happy. And we all have to do what we can do, and after that, we just need to stay focused on what we need to do. And that is something that, we are in the process of making decisions for next year, and I think the decisions have been made. I have been emphatic on my thoughts of it, but, I mean, it's a hard thing to do in light of the love we had for my dad and still have for my dad, and, trying to help people. And what we've really come to understand is that, this particular community that we are serving is a community that kind of works on a different timetable, and there's nothing wrong with that. Where my parents lived was very full of wonderful people who had retired. And so it's interesting, the people who haven't retired and have been going through the pandemic have been totally helpful and supportive and said, oh yeah, don't worry, there's no hurry. Our tax deadline has been extended, of course. And the ones that aren't working, they're still on that old timetable, and we totally understand. I mean, we've tried to communicate, we've tried all kinds of things. And for my husband, he's just had so much heaped on him that even his own ability to judge when he can get things completed, it's just not a regular timetable. And so, we helped everybody get through the transition of losing my dad, their tax guy. And we recognize that now we just need to make changes. We need to do things that, would kind of work for us. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that is something that's good to understand about yourself. I mean, if all of a sudden you're like, I cannot get this to work, this is not working, what do I do? Then step back, take a break, and think through, what do I need to be doing? And if you're a Christian, pray it through. I mean, in your heart of hearts, you want to honor and keep those other, those loved ones alive and honor their work and do all of that. But if it's not working, you got to stop. And I think that's been a hard thing, especially for my husband. It really has. He loved my parents. Matter of fact, I was talking to a friend of ours, and I said, I think he loved my parents. And they were his parents, is what it ended up being. He goes, no, he did. And I said, yeah. And I said, I said, it's been a loss like nobody can understand. And he said, you're right. You're right. So, anyways, I mean, I appreciated that. I appreciated him being so candid and honest about it. And, and in the meantime, we've got we've got one set of kids looking at property. We've got one set of kids that have, gone off on a vacation. We've got one child here that we're trying to get things caught up before we have her, what am I trying to say? Her school, going back to classes, and we had to get her through a test and all this, oh goodness, all the financial and, it's kind of like, oh. And, for me, I mean, usually it wouldn't be a big deal, but we've had these odd illnesses off and on, and that was not my boxes, so hold on. I think they're down back here. Yes, they are. We just had so much to get finished in light of, and, the last child in undergrad. By the time they get to grad school, we're out of the picture, because at that point we figure, they're ready to go. So, I just kind of had to take a deep breath today, even though I was kind of being a grumpy Gus, and apologize for my rudeness, and then just move forward. And I think for all of us right now, guys, it's time to think, dream, plan. I think that for us, we were waiting, we were in limbo so long. I pray that when we go get the blood test, it'll come back, positive. I mean, positive, yeah. I want it to come back positive so that we'll have already had it and we have the antibodies. I don't want anybody else to have had it. I mean, you know what I mean. I don't want anybody to be sick. Now, if they've had it and they didn't have any of the symptoms and they weren't around other people, praise God. For our youngest, our doctors even said we're not going to check her. Because it had been a while and she hadn't seen them for a while, and it would be an expensive appointment to get a blood test. And they said, look, we're not going to test her because we're going to presume that if you guys are both positive, she's positive. And I said, that's probably right. I just don't think I like that gold. Let me see. I've got that black and white there. Let me see if I have a black and white one. I probably do, and I just went by it. But, so that's what our blood work is for tomorrow. Besides, they're just going to be checking everything else. You know how that works. So I'm going to use that black one since I have that black and white, and that ties in. And then I'm going to pull out my chore to-dos. So, yeah, and so another thing that happened that kind of probably made today a little bit crazier was our doctor put my husband and I changed some of our supplements and medications, and when all of this hit, I ran out of my my hormonal type supplements or prescriptions, that because I've had a double ovarectomy, I have to be on some kind of hormone supplement, and I just thought I would be okay. And and the first thing the doctor said to me was, I think it was a PA. Anyway, she said, "That's why. Have you gained any weight?" And I said, "Well, actually, I lost weight while I was sick, and I was losing weight before." And I said, what I did was, then I kind of started getting fluffy again in the weirdest places, like in my tummy, and I only gained 5 pounds back. And she goes, "Oh, that's because you're not taking this supplement, this prescription." And she goes, "We got to get you back on it." And I said, okay, I agree. I totally agree. I totally agree. So we got that done. But what it does is they changed that. It's a compounded option, and and they made it so that it's timed release. So I woke up today totally tired, like I was exhausted, you know, and I think that that has some of that, you know, I think that has something to do with it. So I'm going to put this sticker that says bless this mess, because I'm going to put a to clean little list here, things I need to work on for the house. And then I'm also going to put, so I've got that scripture, I've got my gratitude, and I'm going to put one of these chore lists, but I'm going to go with a different color. Let me see what else will work. The pinks aren't exactly, but they're far enough apart it's okay. But I can do to clean in that color. Let's see what else. But, so, ooh, I like that one. That's what I'm going to do. So I have, okay, I'm going to do my chore list. And this has to do with my garden and canning. So tomorrow is Wednesday, so that's perfect. I'm just going to put it right down there. And what I'm working on is we're starting to get a few things from the garden. My dehydrator's going out, which it's fine. And my husband said, "You mean the one you've run night and day?" And I was like, yes. But so I'm going to have to replace that, but I'm kind of picky about what the next one's going to be. I can still dehydrate in my little Breville tabletop oven, and I love that oven. And of course, I think I've shared with y'all, my oven and stovetop have been on the blink for many, many years, and we don't even use the oven anymore. Yeah, I've cooked everything out of it's a good size oven, you know, Breville, and I have been very thankful for it. And I have cooked off 1.5 burners that, you know, and at times it was like 1 1/4. I did start working on the other 2 burners as well as the partial one that was working, and I got it to come on. I just didn't get great results with it. And my husband and I were talking, and he said, we may have to go get an oven, and I said, we might. But then, you know, then he's upset, you know, we can't spend any more, you know, that kind of question. So anyways, but it's just one of those things right now, and it's all good. But so I'm going to try canning, water bath canning. I've got my daughter chopped up a whole bunch of strawberries for me, and I've got some blackberries, and I want to make sure I make those into a jam. And I've got everything set out in there except for the jars, and so I'm just going to pray that we can get it done. So, alright, so that's what this list is for. So this is for my canning and garden list. And right now I've got to get everything fed with a organic plant food as well. So that will go on that list. So tomorrow, because today it was supposed to be like 105 here today. I don't think we've gotten that hot, but it's hot. So I'm not going outside because of, you know, my legs and just, you know, overall health. You know, why do it? So, and I don't go out at night anymore because of all the little jiggers, so, or whatever it was that bit me. So, alright, now, let's get to this. There we go. I knew something was going to drop. Okay. Alright, there we go. I usually set up a table, and I didn't today. So, alright, now, I am loving this particular, whoops, I forgot I'd already put that through. So this is how I use it. I do write my meals in here as well based on what's come in or what we picked up from the grocery store. And then I also put them in the top portion of that big planner where I put the large stickers up top. So this is kind of like I see what I have, and then I take it over there and I really expand it. And, you know, change it. You know, it's not written in stone. You can switch it around some too. But anyway, so we have all that going on, and it's really... I'm excited because I love canning. Canning for me was something I would do in the wee hours of the morning with my, in my other homes. When my children were little, I would get them to bed and I would just can, and I loved it. It was so much fun. So I'm trying to see, my boxes are starting to get depleted here, so I'm trying to see what color I want to go with today. And I think I want to go with these brights, but I don't want that big of a box. So, let's see what we have here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's see what else we have. I'm afraid we're going to be down to... Oh, I can do it right here. Perfect. Yay! Okay. So, anyways, it's going to be a pink planning day. Sorry if you don't like pink. I'm just going to go with it. So anyways, but I'm excited to get all that stuff done. That is something for me. I don't know, because I would be so focused when I was canning. I would do it after my children went to bed when they were little. And I would just, like, you can't come in, you can't talk to me, you can't, because I was always, to be honest, so nervous because I would only have so much produce and I didn't want to waste it. And usually I was making my dad bread and butter pickles for his birthday. And, oh, can't go there today. But anyways, it was a very sweet memory. My husband, commented lately, he said, your dad loved that. And I said, I know he did. He did. He was he was a giddy schoolboy when I would bring him bread and butter pickles. So, anyways, and for us right now, I'm just trying to make sure that we have enough put up and that we don't lose anything from our fridges or gardens. I'm dehydrating. Today I'm not. I do have some herbs I did start in it that I'll go put up in a little bit. But, and I didn't like how they dehydrated. So I'm probably going to just grind them up quickly and use them, like a spice. You can take your herbs, and then I will kind of refigure how I'm going to, I used to hang all my herbs by strings from the ceiling, and I think that's what I'm going to do. So, okay, so far I love this. So, I think I'm going to stay with that, and I'm trying to decide, oh, goodness. I know more than likely I'll have a grocery trip here, and I'm trying to decide, do I want to use the household, or do I want to, let me see, I wish they had like a grocery shopping, and maybe they do in here, I don't know, but I don't know if this will work in here, but I just wanted to look at it. I do like that, so I'm going to put this here, even though it really doesn't have much to do with it, but in a sense it does, because we have to be careful where we have things set out, where we have things set up for Amazon to be, done and all that. So, let me see what other colors there are. Okay, good. There's that kind of orangey. I wish there were more red, but no. Okay, so I could do one grocery shop here, because I think that is going to be grocery day. And my husband went last night for me. So let me get that on there. And today's Tuesday, if I can remember what day we are. So, and I can't find all my candy supplies. I think I said that to y'all. So, and my husband's like, please, let's quit ordering from Amazon. And so, I hate to say it, I'm going to have to send them out because I don't have some of my major supplies that I use for canning. It's just so, I don't mean to be grumpy or anything, but it's just like, wow, this is a big deal. It really, really is a big deal. So I am going to put that there. So I remember that should be payday. And yeah, and Monday was a road trip. Yesterday I was up getting our prescriptions up in Austin, and they just did you could do a drive-by and they would put them in, and it was a very specialized pharmacy where they're called a compounding pharmacy, where the doctor literally, has a recipe for either, salves, or we don't have that anymore, but even the prescriptions, what am I trying to say? The capsule. There you go. So I'm going to put this here, because that's going to be I think that's going to be our big grocery shopping day. I think. Not 100% sure, but I think. And I think I don't like how that looks, so let me scoot that back. How are we on time? I think we're okay. And yeah, so there we go. I like that better. That's cute. Okay, now, if there's anything else. So in here is where I literally put off, or I put down our deliveries, and then I check them off when they're supposed to arrive, and then I check them as they're received. So yeah, I mean, it's not really anything I can put anything else in for, except for like, blocks, but I don't think that I need anything like that. And yeah, I think we're good. I do. I think that's it. I was trying to add a little bit more color. Let's see if there's anything in here that might look pretty in there. But ooh, got a pretty pink flamingo. Why not? Let's do it. Let's let's get pink. Since this is a pink layout, why not? Let's be adventurers. Okay. Now here we go. Pardon me. So much fun. That's what I'm going to put right there over the notes. I think that's cute. And that ties in those colors. That really is kind of cute. I didn't plan it, but it kind of came together. So when you sit down to do your planners, don't feel like you have to sit down, lay it out, do all that stuff. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. So, yeah. You just need to do what makes you happy and what works for you. And that should be it. Alright, I'm almost out of time. So before I run out of time, I do want to say welcome to all of our new friends. Also, if you are not subscribed, we'd love to have you. Please hit that subscription bell button and then hit the bell next to it. And yeah, just we'd love to have you part of our little, what I call La Familia here. our family. We are little, we are small, but it's a mighty group of amazing people. So, alright, there's the lazy days of summer. And I don't know about y'all, but because of that medication today, it felt like a lazy day of summer. And I don't have any deliveries today, and I don't think I had any yesterday. And I had to tell my husband, you do know that was almost a week's worth of deliveries you were looking at. That was last week's, and I didn't get them put away. And he was like, we just have to slow down. And I said, I have, and he's like, okay. It has a lot to do with, we had to get our gardening set up. There were things we could not find locally or even at a nursery we went to in San Antonio. And of course, he's been the one mainly to do all, like last night he was at the grocery store picking up seeds. And, we were talking about we have to start planting our fall garden now. And he's like, well, we should be, putting grow lights and doing this down in the basement. And I said, no, we don't have to, because I have my hydroponic area set up in the kitchen, and we just have to go through that and decide what we want to put out. We need to start it in here, and some of it will grow completely inside it, some of it will go outside. So anyways, and that's been the big, ordering push for now. So I'm hoping, I'm really tired of Amazon. I'm sure you guys are too, but we appreciate them. We totally appreciate them. They provided food for our family when we couldn't get it. So, but I'm just tired of spending. That's where we're kind of at. So hold on one sec. 4 planners later, I have to have a sip of my little kombucha here. So here is my ordering and inventory and planning planner. And my daughter, when my phone went down, my daughter had inventoried all of my canning jars. So I'm going to have to get her to resend that to me. And we have to, start making plans for that as well. So, alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed my Big Happy Planner. So again, I put the menu here for us as a family, and then I start it here with what's in my supplies, and that's how I work it, and then I transfer it to the big planner. So, alright friends, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is simple planning. This week on all my planners, it is all simple planning. I feel behind, tremendously behind, and but we're just going to get there when we get there. And I have had some health issues as a result of some of the stuff that's been going on, and so it's okay. I'm fine. It's just a matter of me getting enough sleep, eating what my tummy can handle, and it's not being outside when those bugs bite. So anyways, all right friends, and so that's why I'm simplifying everything here. So if you feel overwhelmed, stop, take a deep breath, say a prayer if you're a believer, and just do what makes you happy. And that is what makes me happy right here. I love the colors, I love the scripture, I love how I've tied it. It's not fancy by any imagination, but it works for me. So do what works for you, and that's all that matters. Nobody needs to see what you're doing. It's just for you, and you're the best part of the whole deal. All right, friends. Oh, I thought my camera had turned off. All right, friends, I'm gonna let you go. I pray your day is blessed, creative, and lovely. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share this if this would encourage anyone else, because right now we need to be encouragers of each other. Every word we say needs to be encouraged.